right, what's up? I'm going to walk you through 7 series post examples that you can still. I'll explain what that is. But the reason why you should still these is so that you can create high-performing content in just one half the time. So this is a great way to reduce the amount of effort that you put into your content on a consistent basis. Basically, you front load a little bit of effort, and then it makes your content creation process easier going forward. So, a series post. A series post is something that you can do repeatedly. And so every Friday, for example, you can post the same type of post, and there's just a couple of new variables. So if you think of something like a daily finance newsletter that has what happened in the market that day, that is essentially a series post. You have the exact same template that you go through, but there's just some new information. And so if you're able to do that with your own content, it makes the content creation just a lot faster and easier. And so you can try a couple of different ones to see what works best for you and see which one is proven, and then just make it a repeatable thing. And so you want this to be a built-in part of your content engine. So you may have heard of some companies who, what's the phrase, that they sell their dust? Is that what it is? Where basically the byproduct of what you're creating is something that you can sell. For a service company, that might be an info product. For a grocery store, they have a bunch of waste products. Maybe somebody can use those waste products to do something that's beneficial. Basically, if you can just make it a byproduct of what you're already doing, it just makes everything so much easier. So let's walk through 7 examples. Here's one. Okay, so, and I just give examples of how I can apply this for myself. So there's this account on Twitter and LinkedIn called the Ad Professor, and he just says this. Every week he says, confession, I collect ads that, and he'll use some type of phrase, break the fourth wall, or I collect ads like billionaires collect watches. Here's the 14 best ads from my collection. And then it's just a list of ads. And he's done this so many times, and it's proven that he just keeps repeating it, and it keeps producing results. Obviously the ads have to be good, but he can just collect ads during the week and he's good. So in my case, I could do the best pieces of B2B content. I could do something along those lines. Okay, second, so wins for the week, or what happened this week. Kind of 2 different ways to frame it. So first, what were your wins for this week? Here are mine. So this is my friend Daniel, and he does this essentially every week. And then he'll list out all of his wins, and it always gets pretty good engagement. He has a relatively small account, a couple thousand followers or connections, and he gets really good engagement on those. Then I do this all the time with, here's what happened this week at Tribe Digital, my company, and I'll just go through and say like the 7 things that happened that week. You can do the same thing on a monthly and on a quarterly basis. So you could say, what were your wins for the month? Here are mine. Or you could say, here's what happened this week at Tribe and my takeaways. And it's just a very easy way to, I get value just from recapping it myself. It's a task I would do by myself anyway. And so if I share it with people, then I just get extra leverage on that. Cool. Next. So a curation of the favorite YouTube video or podcast of the week. So if you can just choose something that you're already consuming and just summarize it, then that's just a byproduct. Take notes while you're listening to a book, while you're listening to a podcast, watching a YouTube video, reading a book, and then just share your insights from there. It's like, you're already doing it, might as well share it. Okay, next. So thread for a creator. This is my example. If I were to do this, I would do whatever it is that you do that proves competence. If you're a door-to-door salesman, post a picture of you or post a video of you doing a door-to-door sell. If you write content, then if you write email content for other people, show examples of what your email content looks like, or write it and have an image of your end product each day or something. So a couple people who crush this. This is my friend Alex Lathery. He has a website design business for boring service companies, and he posts something like this off every single day. Here's what I'm working on today, and it's like 3 images. Because his work is so visual, It does a great job of displaying competence. Then this is another friend who uses a time lapse and he shows himself building it in real time. So he wants to get hired at a premium rate directly. He doesn't have people working under him. And so he just shows himself like creating these cool static ads and gets a ton of engagement. You can see it's 51 seconds. It's a time lapse, but I don't know if it took him a half hour, an hour. He just gets into flow and he designs it and he posts something like this almost every day on his Twitter account, and it's what drives leads for his business. So what I love about this is it really proves your competence. And so you can use this in a lot of different ways. Like I said, for me, it might be, all right, I wrote a thread for XYZ person and I share it publicly, or I show a time lapse of me writing it. Who should I do next? And people say, hey, do one for me. And then I have a constant source I can go to of people who are interested, and it becomes marketing material. Cool. So another one is if you have content elsewhere. So a lot of people run podcasts, or they have a YouTube channel. Maybe they have a newsletter. So this is something that you can do with all of those. Is you just create a post that just promotes things. And so on Twitter, because you can tweet frequently without it punishing you, then I'd recommend having it be weekly. So if I release a YouTube video every week, which I do, then I will create a post like this every week where I sell people on the YouTube video and then I get them to go to the YouTube video. If it's on LinkedIn, then you only have one post a day, really. If you really want to push it, you can do 2 posts a day, but 1 post a day, otherwise the posts will eat into each other. And so for LinkedIn, maybe it's once a month. You just choose the best YouTube video and you publish that. Or you take clips from the YouTube video that you made and you include that in your regular content. Okay, another one. This is still on the same topic of leveraging a YouTube video. Use it directly on the platform. So you can see that Cole right here, he is using a YouTube video. He talks about what it is, and then he just has the timestamps. So he's just double dipping with that YouTube video with very little extra work. He already did the work of creating the video and just needs to republish it on other platforms. You can see also does it here with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a little bit more time sensitivity on how long the videos can be. So you might have to edit or just choose shorter videos, but still a great way to repurpose. Another person who does this really well is David Perel. If you go look at his Twitter account, he does this with all of his YouTube videos. Okay, another one. So Alex Becker, he does this almost every day. If you go look at his account, he just says 3 a.m. Tuesday, 3 a.m. Wednesday, 3 a.m. Thursday. And he wakes up and he just says crazy stuff like, this terrifies and disgusts me. I get up and work every day just to avoid this nightmare. Here it is. And then he'll go in and he'll talk about, he's very into self-development, self-improvement, and he'll just wake up and share his unfiltered morning thoughts. And they are very unfiltered. And it's very refreshing. I love these. And so there's some type of version of this that you could probably do. Maybe it's a weekly Sunday scaries. If you're an entrepreneur and you used to be an employee and you had the Sunday scaries, meaning you don't want to go into work the next morning. You're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with another week. And you don't have that anymore. Maybe it's sharing something about that every Sunday, or maybe it's a hump day, like Wednesday, like get through your week kind of thing. Or maybe it's a Monday morning, get started on the right note. It could be weekly, it could be daily, but something that just fits your unique personality. I'm not going to get up at 3 a.m. just to do this, but if I'm already getting up at 3 a.m., might as well. Or if there's something interesting that I'm already doing, might as well. So I'll just leave you with this. So this is a bonus. This is not necessarily a series, but this is just a really helpful content strategy. So this is from also my friend Daniel Bustamante. So you write a post. This could be Twitter, it could be LinkedIn, and then you say, found this helpful? I wrote a more in-depth version of this breakdown where I list the things that you share in the more in-depth one that you don't share in the original post, and more. Do you want access? So you give people a taste of value and then say, do you want more of this? And then you say, okay, well, just like this post, drop a comment, send me a connection, and I'll send it over. And you can see this one got 205 comments, but he crushes these. And it's just such a powerful tactic. So you should absolutely try that out. So those are the 7 ways. What I would personally recommend is try a couple of them and see what feels natural, see what feels like it's easy to produce, and then stick with 2 or 3 of them. They could be long form, they could be short form, whatever suits you best and performs well and is easy to produce. And that's how you can create high performing content in 1/2 the time. Cheers.